know the Hebrew. Amazing stuff. And Abu Suja, I just gave you the Masoretic text. Stop telling me that I was appealing um, to the Septuagint, because I'm not reading the Septuagint. I'm reading the Hebrew text. Amazing. You guys are pathetic, man. Really. Is that all you can say? Calling me a liar?
Can you please not name call? I didn't call you pathetic. I didn't call you any names. And I'm sure I would not allow you to call me names. Now I'll give you back the mic and please no name calling. Please, you may have the mic again. Because you are lying. I called you on text. I didn't call you anything else. Do you want mic back? Do you want the mic back? Do you want the mic back? Do you want the mic back? Okay, take the mic back and continue.
Okay. So you calling me a liar repeatedly when I prove you wrong, sir. I am reading the Hebrew text. You cannot read it, sir. And you are telling me that I'm wrong. I've just heard you butcher the Hebrew text on the mic. I just heard you butcher it. And it was not even the Hebrew text, it was the root form, as you can find it on a Blue Letter Bible. But that's not the Hebrew text. All right? So, sir, again, before you call me a liar, demonstrate that I'm wrong. Don't just tell me I'm wrong, demonstrate it. I have demonstrated, sir, what the Hebrew text says. All right? Not the Septuagint, the Hebrew text. Deal with it. The text says, God says, they will look to me whom they have pierced. All right? And where's Christian for everyone? He claimed that the Messiah is not God according to the Tanakh. He disappeared. Mike's free.
Finally, my God, man. Oh my goodness, this guy can lie on mic. First of all, he told, what did he tell the room that I was reading out of I was reading out of the, some Blue Letter Bible. Actually, I was reading the exact same thing he was reading. I couldn't pronounce it properly, but I was reading the exact same thing he was reading. So he didn't know what he was reading in the first place. He has no idea what I was reading. I was reading the LXX translated into Hebrew, the same exact thing he read, fast on the microphone. Now this is funny, brothers and sisters. Let me show you all something. Let me show you all something. It's quite funny, right? He said what I read was wrong. I gave this link initially, and then he gave this link stating that Chabad translated it wrongly. Let me post the two links. When you go to the verse 10, it's the exact same translation. It's the exact same translation. He gave his own link and said this is the correct thing, and then he said that it's wrong as well. So he can't make up his mind. He gave a link telling me I am wrong, and that link gave the exact same translation I did. That must be amazing. I don't know what he's smoking or something, but he told me I was wrong. He gave a source, which was the Memorand text, Meccan Mamre, and then he said that, you know what? This is also wrong, this is also wrong, this is also wrong. So you're not making much sense. So look, he's changed his topic. What is he saying now? I said it was the Hebrew text. I wasn't a you said Shabbat's translation was wrong. Then you give this and you said that this was the correct translation. So then right, so, like he says, yes, so he's admitting what he said, and now he's changing his mind again. You need to be consistent, Nakdaman. Consistent. It might be a weird word. Yeah, it's verse 10. It's verse 10. Right? It might. You came on mic and you said Shabbat translated it wrongly, and then you gave this link. So first of all, you didn't know what I was reading from. I was reading from the same source you were reading from. Number two, the same translation exists in the link you also give. So you're changing your mind too much. You need to stay on topic, and you need to stop creating false dichotomies to appear like you're destroying my argument. It is the exact same translation. Let me post the translation in the room. Let's post it in the room for the brothers and sisters. This is what my link says. It's the exact same translation, right? Here it is. And here is the one he just posted for us. It's the exact same thing. Exact same thing. There's not a single difference in it. Here we go. No, those are in brackets. Nakdimon, that is in brackets. Nakdimon, that is in brackets. I want you to look at this and let me read it for the two. and I will pour out upon the house of David. Okay, and this other one says, and I will pour upon the house of David. Okay, same thing. And upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem. Okay, what does the next one say? And upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem, a spirit of grace. And this one says the spirit of grace and supplication. The exact same thing. And they shall look to me because of those whom they have trust. And they shall look unto me because they have trust him true. Okay, same exact thing so far with Saul's this one says. Okay, that's in brackets. And they shall mourn over it as someone mourns over an only son. And and as mourned for his only one son. Exact same thing, exact same thing. Uh, knock them on. I'm not going to ask you to translate anything because you're an unreliable person. I'm giving you the JPS translation. If you don't know what this is, an entire body of Jews sat down and they translated this. An entire body of Jews. Now, an entire body of Jews is called a consensus. If you didn't know, what we also call itlekaf in Islam, and we're working with this. Okay, same thing like yesterday you came in about consensus. This is what we're going to work with. We're going to work with consensus today. Welcome to the room, my friend Actamon. Consensus is what we're working with. So an entire body of Jews mistranslated the language they should know themselves. An entire body of Jews mistranslated, according to you, one person, an entire. Here you get Christians. I want Jews. Naktaman, I want Jewish scholars. I don't want Christian scholars. I want Jewish scholars because it's a Jewish translation, it's a Jewish text. Okay? Christians, well, I don't care what you want either. I want the truth. And quite frankly, you can't give me that because you're appealing to Christian scholars. You're going into a Jewish text for a Christian scholar. That makes no sense. It's best I go to a Hindu to interpret the Quran. It's not going to make a difference. This guy is a clown, and that's not an insult. You haven't proven any point. You said your translation was more correct. I gave two sets of translations that were more correct, and they confirmed my point of view. I also gave the Hebrew Masoretic text, which you called wrong, and it actually proved myself to be right. Then I read the Greek Septuagint, which you said I butchered, but was the exact same thing you repeated, which means that you spoke about the Septuagint translated to Hebrew. You did not speak about the Masoretic text. Do you accept the same Jewish scholars for the rest of the Jewish script? Of course I do. Of course I do. I accept them more so than a Christian scholar, but I don't accept them over a Muslim scholar. That is the difference. Naktaman, you can do whatever you want. You've already been owned. You failed miserably, man, miserably. Brother Shadid, I think the mic is for Brother Shadid, inshallah. Yes, it is. It is for Brother Shadid, my favorite brother who can do karate really well. You guys should fear him seriously. The mic is for Brother Shadid. Assalamu alaikum.
All right. Well, look. Let's realize that something has been exposed here. You see, what did he say? He said he's going to go to the Christian scholar. Isn't that the point that I've been making? Of course, the Christian scholar is going to interpret it and twist it to fit the Christian theology. Exactly. So of course he says no, he's going to go to the Christian scholar. Of course you're going to do that because of course the Christian scholar has a vested agenda to make it fit Christian theology. But when you talk to the Jews, they obviously, you know, they have a different perspective on it. You see? So it's amazing and interesting that here you are appealing to Christian scholars to answer a Jewish text. But look, here's what Gerald Siegel says. This is the book I was talking about. The Jew and the Christian Missionary. A Jewish Response to Missionary Christianity. On page 80 of the book, he says, who was pierced? Zechariah chapter 12, verse 10. And he, of course, he says, misconstruing this verse as a Christological reference, Christian missionary theologians become entangled in needless exegetical difficulties. While the sentence structure may appear confusing, it must be remembered that we are dealing here with an English reproduction of biblical Hebrew, with its peculiar usage. Actually, this verse is not difficult to understand if we look at it within the context of Zechariah 12, where we are told that God will defend his people and destroy their enemies. On that day, they, the nation of Israel, i.e. the house of David and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, mentioned at the beginning of the verse 10, shall look to me, God, whom they, the nation spoken of in verse 9, that shall come up against Israel, have pierced. Then they, Israel, shall mourn for him, the slain of Israel, as personified by the leader of the people. Of course, God cannot literally be pierced. The idea of piercing God expresses the fact that Israel stands in a very special relationship to God among all nations of the earth.